Each time I start up a new farm in Stardew Valley or return to my 100-hour save on PC, I feel like I'm going home. There's a comfort in Stardew Valley that I've rarely found in other games. The mellowness of the 16-bit countryside town and all the activities that await offer both peace in my daily routines and excitement in the land's mysteries. Whether you want to farm, fish, fight monsters, craft, mine, become everyone's best friend, or do a little bit of everything, this farming adventure has plenty to offer. As we said in our original review, Stardew Valley beautifully combines farm simulation with RPG elements to create an intriguing, absorbing real world, and it's only gotten better with each massive free update. New items, buildings, farm types, events, relationships, and multiplayer give Stardew Valley an even better foundation and more of a reason to stick around past the coveted event in the third in-game year. The 5 new farm maps offer better focus for players than when Stardew Valley first launched. Each of the farm's designs encourage different types of work: farming, fishing, foraging, mining, and combat. Each map's activities are a relief from the grips of Joja Corporation, the cold, in-game company that encroaches on Pelican Town. That conflict drives Stardew Valley's rather light story for the first 2 in-game years, but once that's all completed, befriending and learning about the charming townspeople introduced other contained stories. The process of actually befriending or romancing them is superficially done by giving them presents they like, but despite the system's simplicity, it's still rewarding to learn about each person. The changing of seasons in Stardew Valley is perhaps one of the most exciting events. Every season has its own enjoyable pace that comes with varying weather, crop types, NPC schedules, birthdays, fish, and fun festivals that keep things engaging. Seasons run for 28 days, so figuring out the best way to spend them is a great challenge as each in-game year passes. By the time I reached the end of my second year, I felt confident in my daily routine. Farming, mining, fighting monsters, fishing, and foraging filled my days when I wasn't building a social life. Days were short early on when my character didn't have any skill specializations and a small energy meter for using tools. But even when that energy meter grew and I earned specializations for each of the 5 skills, I found challenge and more enjoyment through the growing complexity of each trade. For farming, I could process my crops or animal products into artisanal goods, cook them, sell them as is, or do something else with them entirely. For mining and monster fighting, I had the progressive challenge of descending the 100 levels of the main mine, or taking on the seemingly endless cavern in the desert. Foraging didn't change much since it's just picking up some free natural goods in the environment, but the fishing minigame got more difficult as I discovered rare fish with intense speed and strength. Stardew Valley tracks everything you've had in your collection. There's definitely an incentive to try each main activity. Like with real life, there's potential to do a lot in a day, but how it's spent is entirely up to you. When you add someone else to your farm, though, those days can be a whole lot more productive. Multiplayer is a fantastic addition to Stardew Valley that allows you to start a new farm or add up to 3 players to your established farm. Farm hands have to make a new character, so if they're joining your game, they'll have to rely on you for better tools. I would have liked the option to import my existing character, even at a cost, but having to start from scratch felt like a good way to balance the extra people in a game. Farm hands have ownership over their cabin and relationships with NPCs in your game too, which are important incentives for joining friends on their farm. It gives the farm hands both a stake in your land and in the rest of your game. I loved that I could focus on building relationships and growing my fishing collection while my friend took care of the farm. Though his farm contributions were helpful, spelunking with him was even more fun. Together, we slayed plenty of monsters and got further in the challenge cavern than I ever had before alone. The easygoing nature of Stardew Valley also creates a wonderfully pleasant place to hang out with friends, which is a nice thing to have when so many multiplayer games are set in way more high-stakes situations. Stardew Valley is a beautiful, fun game that, when all of its parts are pulled together, make for a wonderful pastoral adventure. Each day offers an abundance of great activities ready to be collected or mastered, and new friendships waiting to be made. Even 100 hours in, with 3 in-game years in the books, I still feel like I have so many mysteries to discover, and plenty of items to collect. New items, goals, and events from all the updates since its launch make Stardew Valley more welcoming for new players and extends its life for seasoned farmers too. The fantastic multiplayer is just the cherry on top of the cake to this marvelous farming RPG. For more reviews from IGN, be sure to check out our thoughts on Madden NFL 19 and Overcooked 2.